happening, everyone? It's Christina with Miss Motorhead, and today I am here with a couple of my local girls. This is Alma and Vivian, and this is the first time I've had two people on as an interview, so I'm kind of excited. These are my local girls I met at meets, and they're my young girls. Actually, you guys are pretty young compared to some of the girls I normally hang out with, but they're so much fun, and I love your guys's your vibe. You're total car girls, and you're so fun, and you talk to everybody when we're at meets, and so I thought it'd be super cool to have you guys on together. So I would like to go ahead and first introduce Alma. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Alma.
Hi, my name's Alma. My Instagram's at Z32 Alma. I own a 1990 naturally aspirated 300ZX Nissan. I've had it for about a year. Actually, I got it in September of last year, and I'm just super stoked, and I'm about to hit a year with my car. So.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about your life. Like, what do you do for a living? Are you going to school?
So I am a part-time barista, and I just started working with military service members. They're like veterans and like kind of like caregiving in a way, but just kind of like helping with like their PTSD and stuff like that. And I'm like a big supporter of like all of military service members, so I feel like this is a good way to give back to my community. Awesome. And I am a full-time college student. I'm currently going to VC. I'm taking 18 units, which is a load. Busy with working 2 jobs. Like, I have no free time on top of going to meets and stuff. Like, I don't know. I like going to like our anti-Thursday meets, like weekly. I just started going to those. But besides that, I'm just kind of laid back.
And I do think most people know you because of Coffee Bean. Yeah. I know, actually what's funny is, I think one of the first times I met you, I was at Cars and Coffee Ventura, and you were working, and I remember going through the line, and I think you had recognized me or something, and you were like, hey, are you Lane Drifters? And I think that was the first time I was like, oh my gosh, somebody recognized me outside of like an actual car meet. So that was really cool. I was super excited to meet you. And then I think you had taken a break, and then that's when I realized your car, which was one of the coolest cars that was out there.
Oh, thank you.
Gotta love my 90s cars.
Right.
But yeah, so that was kind of cool. A lot of people know you because of Coffee Bean.
Right. Because of Cars and Coffee that happened every last Sunday of every month. Yeah, like I work every Sunday, so I would never get to be out there and like enjoy the scenery and all the people. Just my car would be there, and I would have people come in and be like, hey, we hear that the owner of the 300ZX outside works here. Who is it? And there's like a few people that like have like yelled it like like when we're like making drinks and stuff, and I like look really scared. I'm like, what happened to my car? But they're like, we just think it's awesome. I'm like, oh, great. Like, it makes me feel really warm inside, and it makes me really happy.
That's awesome. Very cool. Okay, so tell me a little bit about how you got into cars.
So my brother when I was growing up, my brother had a lot of Z31s and Z32s. He just like always would be building them, or he would just be like building them and selling them, or just like he would just always have like cars like in and out. He would have them and then sell them. Like, he would get bored of them. And I would always be there with my brother, like while he was like working on his engine or something, but I would be there to hold the flashlight, you know, like I wouldn't know anything because I was younger. But he would like try to explain things to me, and I'd be like, not a clue. But it was just like a good, like I felt a good way, and like I felt really good as a kid, like getting to spend time with my brother, because that's how I like bonded with him, which was really sweet, because I don't know, like I was just never really close with like any of my family, so I felt like my brother was always like my homie, my best friend in a way. So I thought that was really fun.
Awesome. Cute. Now I know the story of your car and why it's named the name it has, so tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I named my Z32 Willie after the movie Free Willy, I think it's called. It's like a straight up 90s movie. It's about this whale that was like endangered or something, and then it like got like released, but it like jumped over this fence. I don't even know. I haven't even watched the full movie, to be honest. But that's what I named my car after. And the reason I named it that was because when I got the opportunity to get my car, it was impounded, sadly. It was in the impound lot. And I was like, okay, well, I have like $4,000 or $5,000 right now in the bank. And it was supposed to be for my college, like for school. But I was like, no, this is my opportunity to get a car. So I like went through all the hassle, went to like CHP and all that stuff to like, you know, get all the paperwork and stuff done. And then I like went to the impound lot and I was like, here's like $4,000 or $5,000. Like, I need that car right there. So like when they opened the fence or like the gate to get the car out, it reminded me of the movie Free Willy, because it's like my car hopping over the fence of its freedom. So that's why like people at meets, they're like, hey, where's Willy? Yeah. And it's just super funny because they expect to see I have like a little stuffed animal whale, and they're like, where's Willy? Where's Willy? And it's pretty amazing, to be honest.
So Willy is technically your first car then?
Yes, Willy is my first car.
And I have to say, that's pretty awesome to have a Z as your first car, so you're a lucky girl.
Yeah, it was just like a really good opportunity, and I got super lucky. Like, I was just in a good spot.
Yeah. That's cool. Awesome.
Oh, and I was 17 too at the time when I got the car, so
right.
It was pretty hectic.
So do you have any plans for Willy?
As of right now, like, I've told everyone I've met, and they've always asked, like, oh, wide body kit, oh, turbos, because my car is like naturally aspirated. I'm like, no, like, I really want to keep it OEM. Like, I want to keep it as stock as possible, because there's like no Z32s around that are just like OEM, and I appreciate the way they come out of factory. I love the way they drive. I love the way they sound, even though my car does have like exhaust work done on it and stuff. But other than that, I just want to get maybe some new wheels and maybe like a new exhaust system or something. But besides that, I want to keep like exterior and interior as OEM as possible. Okay,
that's cool. To each their own.
Yeah.
It's your car, you got to drive it.
Exactly.
That's cool. Okay, so let's, your next car. Have you thought about like what you would want to have after this car?
Right. So, well, I'm kind of looking for a daily, maybe.
Okay.
So that is like super out of the spectrum. So for that, I was thinking maybe like a Ford Focus, like an ST or something. Like something not even JDM at all. But that's just like something I was thinking.
But no Mustangs, right?
I know, no Mustangs.
That's what you were saying.
No
you were
Mustangs.
a Mustang girl.
I'm not, no. I could do like a Ford. I'm sorry.
I like Mustangs, okay? I don't drive them, but I like them, okay? I like them.
Right. But, yeah, no, Mustangs are a big no for me. But besides that...
To each their own, right?
Leave the Mustangs to me, I'll go take them, it's fine.
But yeah, maybe like a Ford Focus ST, but then I was like, dang, but then I want to like slam it and put like exhaust on it.
That's the hard part about dailies.
So then I'm gonna want like a daily for my daily of like my daily, right? So I'm gonna have like 5 cars and all this money that I'm dumping into them, and like it's too much. So
hilarious.
I need like a mom car or something.
So maybe a minivan would be good for you.
But then like it could be like one of those like what do they call them? Slam like Honda Odysseys.
Oh, see, you're thinking of modding again. There we go.
Like you can't give me anything. But as a new project, I was thinking of a Integra. Honestly, yeah. One of my friends has one, and like he's really inspired me to like get one.
Yeah, he's got a nice one. I think I know what you're talking about.
But
all right, so cool. Well, anything else you want to share?
No, that's kind of all just of me for right now.
Well, okay, so let me ask you, what do you think about the car scene in Ventura County?
Well, it's getting a little warm in here.
The reason I'm asking you is because I'm a little bit older than you guys. Right. I mean, I could technically be your mom, which I kind of am, like your car mom.
I call her my car mom, and her husband my car dad.
Yeah, you guys are kind of like my kids. I mean, I have kids that are pretty much your age. But you know, our perspective may be a little different of the car scene than you guys, and so I'm always curious about what the younger generation feels about the car scene. Like, what do you get out of it? Like, what do you wish would be more of or less of? Like, what do you think about it?
I honestly, for being like really new to the car scene, because I've had my car for a while and I've just been like prepping it and like trying to make sure it's like at its best to go to these like local like car meets and stuff. I don't think it's as bad as people make it seem, because I've seen like on like social media or like people talk to me, they're like, oh, why do you go to like all these like local little like car meets and stuff? And I'm like, well, because they're like fun and like I'm getting to know people. But I would say like in the beginning when I was like new and like I knew nobody besides my brother, but he wouldn't like go to the meets and stuff, it was a little hard. Like I did have like some people like trash talk about my car, which really sucked.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh, like, you know, like it's fine, like this is my car, it has nothing to do with yours, like I'm just here to appreciate the cars, right? But I feel like now that people are starting to get to know me, like even the people that were like trash talking are now like, hey Alma, I'm like, oh, so now you want to talk. But
some people just feel like they have to kind of put it out there, even though we could care less about what people think, you know, like I think some people just feel like they have this need to have to like say what they want to say. And I think that's part of the reason why I like Miss Motorhead, because when we have all girl meets, I feel like there's so much less pressure and like girls are less intimidated because they're not going to be worried about some random dude coming up and talking shit.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know any women so far locally that have ever come up to me and like down talked me. Or actually, I've not really had any issues with any guys either. I mean, I've heard random comments, but yeah, you know, I guess. And when you're young, I mean, there's a lot. The car scene locally is much more younger, and so. I think maybe for you guys it might be different, because I don't know if maybe that your generation's much more social or not too social, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. I it seems like everybody kind of knows you now, so
which is pretty neat, honestly, because I was really, really intimidated at first. And I would, like, after that car meet I went to, and, like, there was, like, a few group of guys that were, like, talking smack, I was like, I don't ever want to go to one again. And I stopped. And I didn't go for a really long time. And then maybe, like, almost, like, a year later, like, maybe a few months ago is when I went to my first meet. That meet that I, like, actually talked to you, and you were like, oh, hey, it's you again, or whatever. And I was like, yeah, like, this is, like, my first meet, like, back. And I honestly felt really intimidated by like everybody there, because I was like, wow, like I'm still learning, like literally I'm still learning about my car. And like just in the past like 3-4 months I've learned so much about like my own engine and like how to actually work on it. And now I'm like helping friends start their own cars, like their own Z32s and stuff. And I'm like, wow, it's really cool, because I'm like, usually it's like the guy working on the car, and I'm like, no, like I'm fixing your car this time.
Well, and just remember, everybody starts somewhere.
Exactly.
You know, and you're always going to have people around you who are always going to feel themselves that they don't know enough to have conversations with people or whatever. But it doesn't have to be that way. I mean, everybody has something they don't know about cars, so yeah, that's. I think it's cool. It's nice to see some of the younger girls out there feeling comfortable, like going up and talking to people. Yeah. Especially you guys. I feel like I see you guys all the time now at the meet. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
I'm excited. Yeah. I'm just so excited for like the rest of the year to see like all of these events. Like I'm planning to go to like the Nissan Festival, NISFest, in October. And like that is something that I am a little bit intimidated about, because I've seen all the posts and like I read the comments and stuff, and it's like all these guys, like I see like no girls with Nissans. I'm like, where are you guys at? Stop hiding. It feels like almost like they're hiding and they feel intimidated too. Like it's hard. And like coming from like, you know, like, oh, like I was literally like, I don't know, like going to that meet and like feeling really like talked down upon, like it made me feel a certain way about the scene, and I was like, I really don't want to come back. But then I gave it a chance, and then I met some pretty awesome people, and I was like, you know what, like forget those people, like I'm here for a good time, good friends, good vibes. So good.
I'm glad. All right, so we're gonna chat with Vivian now. So this is Vivian, and I think the first time I met you was at ATTM.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it was, and then I think like literally a week later we went to one of your 805 Miatas meets.
Yeah.
Where we kind of cruised up to Ojai.
Yep.
And so ever since then, I've had this huge, like, you're such a cute girl. You've got it down. You're running a club. So anyways, Vivian, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, I'm 17 years old. I bought my Miata at the ripe age of 15 for $600, pulled it out of a dirt lot with my dad. And it barely ran. We got it all nice and running. The interior stank like rat pee and cat pee and was the grossest thing you'd seen in your entire life. So it's fully gutted, fully caged, racing seats. It's got a pretty cool paint job on it, if I do say so myself. All done with spray paint in my driveway. And I'm currently building an engine for it that I'm going to turbo and put in the car later.
Ooh. Awesome. Sounds like fun. So you painted it yourself?
Yeah, me and my friends, we painted it in my driveway.
Wow.
Yep.
That's awesome.
With Rust-Oleum turbo cans, the big spray paint cans.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right?
Wow. Okay, so you said you're 17.
Yes, I'm 17.
So what do you do outside of cars? So
I work as a welder. I work as a welder for an artist. She will kind of draw out and design a sculpture once, and then I have to replicate it a couple hundred times.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's a pretty nice job, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Welding up an
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you did?
No.
Oh, yeah, that's what I do.
That's awesome.
Yeah, welding up in Ojai gets a little hot sometimes.
Yeah, I
So there's
bet.
a couple days where I've
Yeah.
been like, all right, I'm
Yeah.
going home.
I
It's
would be able to
110
hang.
out. I'm leaving. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That always looks really hot every time I've seen
Yeah.
welders like on TV and stuff.
Yeah.
And you guys got
Gnarly.
like whole gear on and
Yeah.
everything?
Yeah.
Like,
Wow,
how do you-
that's
is there
crazy.
AC? Like,
No, I work outside.
oh,
Yeah.
Crazy.
props to you.
Thank you. Yeah. It's hot because you have to wear your full like safety equipment. So you're wearing full leather jackets, full length pants, steel toe boots, and a hood. So
Okay.
it's hot out, and then you're working over hot metal, and then it's even hotter out. So yeah, but
Wow.
that's what I do for work.
Man.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so what are the plans for school?
So currently, I'm getting my welding certifications. I'm a vertical arc certified welder, so I have that certification down. And currently, I'm working on getting my MIG and TIG certifications at Ventura College.
Okay.
Honestly, it's kind of more for fun to have them than for work, but it's a good part-time job to do while I'm going to university, which I'll be going to next year. Moving to Ohio, super exciting. I got into University of Northwestern, and it's a motorsports college. So couldn't ask for anything better. Getting my bachelor's in motorsports marketing and my master's in business administration.
Wow.
Yup.
Getting it done.
Yup, working hard.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's super
Wow.
exciting.
So you'll be going away next year.
I miss you guys.
I know. But you will plan to come back
Yeah,
eventually.
absolutely. I'll be
Okay.
back. I'll be back.
Okay, cool. And
Yeah.
then I know that, but you're a busy girl.
I do a lot.
You do a lot, because I also know about some clubs and meets and stuff that you've run. So tell us a little bit about those.
So the Anti-Thursday meet, we keep talking about it. I've helped run it on and off for a little while because the person who used to run it moved away and has had people in the area helping him run it since he moved. And then I also run 805 Miatas. It was a page that was started back when I was like 14, and the guy who ran it ended up selling his Miata, and I was about 15 at that time, and he went, hey, when you get your license, do you want to take over the page? And I was like, sure, why not? So I took it over, and then recently brought in a couple other admins because I felt like I wasn't doing the page enough justice and wasn't getting enough posts out there, so added a couple more people. And then the page got shut down because we lost the password, so we had to start again. So we lost a bunch of followers, and it was heartbreaking, but doing it again, and now it's 805.Miatas.
Okay.
So
Okay.
not 805 Miatas, 805.Miatas.
Okay.
And we host cruises every month. We try every month, and meets here and there, and yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's really cool. We went to one of your meets. I think we met up at Vaughn's.
Oh, that one was
on
so hectic.
Seaward.
Oh my
And it
goodness.
was so cool because obviously my husband has the FD.
Yeah, you know, the
and
Miata.
we went out there, and yeah, the Miata. and it was so cool because I had never seen that many Miatas in one
That
place.
was probably the
really
biggest. That one and the one after it were huge. We had like
Yeah.
over 60 cars.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that,
That was
large of a
pretty
turnout.
amazing.
I
Yeah.
was mind blown. I was like, this is way too many people.
Yeah, it was a lot of people. And here you are,
Yep.
standing in the middle of everybody.
Yep.
And you're like directing people and telling people what's going to happen. And I was so impressed.
Yep,
I'm like,
standing on
"There's-"
top of my cage.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was,
Yeah,
it was
and Moss Miata showed up to that
Yes,
one, which
they
is the
did.
local Miata company,
Yeah,
and
uh-huh.
that was super cool that
yeah,
they came.
I know. I remember that for sure.
That was a really awesome
yeah,
meet.
that was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was very impressive. I don't know how you do it all.
It's all fun.
Yeah, but I think it's rad. We actually have a lot of local girls who run clubs.
Yeah.
It's just insane to me, and I love it. I think it's great that we have that many women here that do that sort of stuff. I think it's so cool. So yeah, pretty rad. So okay, your Miata. So what are any future plans for that?
Yeah, so like I said, I just I got an engine for free. It had 400,000 miles on it. It's a Miata 1.8, which is what I currently have in my car. So I got another one given to me for free, and I just took it all apart. I'm gonna go get it hot tanked and tested to make sure it's a salvageable engine. And then I'm gonna be putting forged pistons, rods, and probably getting a slight overbore just to clean out those cylinders. And then I'm gonna slap a turbo on it. I'm hoping to push somewhere between 250 to 300 to the wheels, looking around 8 pounds of boost. So
okay,
we'll
so
see.
You haven't yet taken it to a track or anything?
No, I do. I've raced at Willow a couple times. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've gone to Streets of Willow and Horse Thief.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Just open track days.
Okay.
No, I'm not cool enough to race yet.
And so you haven't done an autocross yet?
No, I haven't done autocross yet.
Yeah, we have one coming up in a couple weeks.
I might just have to go. Try my best.
I think there might still be some open spots left, and we have 4 best girls going so far.
We should check that out after this.
Yeah,
help me do that.
for sure. Yeah. Gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, so let me ask you real quick because I'm curious.
Yes.
I've not done Horse Thief, but there was a track day there is a track day coming up for us possibly on Halloween, and it's at Horse Thief. So between the two compared, what did you like or dislike?
Horse Thief was obviously at one point it was a bike track. That's what it was made for, was street bikes. So it's made to emulate a canyon. And then it became a drift track.
Yeah.
So that road has a lot of rubber on it. So it's completely different feeling than any other road because it grips completely differently.
Right.
And you can see the lines where the drifters go, which are completely different than grip racing lines. So you have to make sure you're not accidentally trying to follow those lines because it'll mess up your time completely. That track, I was in first and second almost the whole time. I barely got to third. It is a slow and intricate track, honestly. It is super intense. Like, you're almost at rev limiter the entire time, pushing it through those corners, and it's scary. It's a really fun track, but looking at it, you can't tell just how steep those hills are.
Yeah.
They are really steep.
Right.
And so that's a really, really tight track. It's fun, but it's slow.
Okay.
Streets is a lot faster.
Yeah.
So I liked Streets a little better,
Yeah.
but definitely Horses is a really cool track for like just how intricate that track gets is insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I think when we went and did Streets last time, there was a drift event up there at the top.
It's definitely a
And
better
it looks
drift
pretty
track.
gnarly.
Yeah, I've passengered at a couple of those, the drift events, and they're intense. They're pretty crazy. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so after the Miata, like, is there a car that you'd love to have in the future?
Currently looking for a car that you have. I'm moving to Ohio, so I need a car with all-wheel drive because it snows a lot.
Right.
A lot.
And Subarus are good.
And I love Subarus. They're so cute and fun, and I don't like big cars. Like, I have a Mazda CX-9 right now. It's my mom's, and it's huge. It's huge. I hate driving it. I hate parking it. I don't. It's too big. I drive a Miata, so driving one of those is too much.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me to find something that has all-wheel drive and isn't like just too big for me. So I've sat in your car and similar Subarus, and I like the Legacies, the Imprezas, and the WRXs.
I was gonna say, so why now? My Legacy is a wagon. They make them in the sedan.
Yeah.
But mine's pretty long.
Yeah.
So are you looking for like a wagon though, or do you maybe want something a little smaller?
I like the wagons and the like 5 doors, like hatchbacks or whatever. Just I like the body styling of them a lot more.
Right.
I'm not a big like sedan person.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that's kind of me too.
Yeah.
I like the hatchies and I like the wagons.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So that's more of a necessity kind of car.
Yeah.
But maybe after school and you like have some money and you're like, okay.
So the next build I would like to do is a first generation Mustang. I would really like to build a straight line car. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do to it yet. I've considered swapping in a new Coyote into it, doing like a brand like new engine, new transmission, taken out of one of the newer cars, put into that, and then maybe like a supercharger on that, and just make a really, really solid straight line car, murder it out, you know, and I thought that'd be really fun contrast to the Miata, who's really good at corners and is kind of slow. Have a car that's not great at corners and really good at going really fast in one direction.
Yeah, right.
So that's a build I'd really like to do next.
That would be good for Mustang. Yeah, Mustangs are good.
Yeah, I really love the Mustang body style. I love muscle cars. My dad always used to build hot rods and rat rods and muscle cars, so that's what I grew up with.
Yeah,
so
and that's one of the things I was going to ask you. So where did all this car stuff come from?
My neighbor had a Miata, and during the Thomas Fair, he took me for a drive in it, and I was like, oh my god, I have to have one of these. I was like 14, and I got home that night and started looking on Craigslist, and I was like, Dad, I need this.
14?
Yep.
You were ready.
Yeah, I was ready. I was so ready, because I was planning on buying one that didn't run at all and fixing it up myself. So the fact that the one I got did run a little bit was a miracle.
Right. Okay, so was there an age where your parents taught you how to drive?
So I first started learning we had this old, I don't remember what year it was, but it was the old turbo diesel Mercedes, and I drove that around for a little bit here and there. At like 14, they took me for a couple drives in that, and then we have a 98 Jeep Wrangler, and it's the straight six, and it's a stick shift, and I learned in that, and the torque on those things is so bad. Learning how to drive stick in that was horrendous. It was terrible. I thought I was never gonna learn.
Stick in that, you got it down.
I thought I was never gonna learn stick. I was stalling it every 2 seconds. Stopping and starting was a nightmare. Yeah, that's what I learned how to drive stick in was the Jeep.
Funny. Okay.
Yeah, but the Miata is my first car. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my baby.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Well, okay. So I know recently you were telling us about some kind of cool, exciting stuff that's been going on.
Oh, yes.
So you want to share some of these stories?
So, a couple months back, I met Jay Leno at a car meet down in Malibu, and he and I just struck up a conversation, and I was talking to him about the car he had brought that day, and he asked me what I drove, and I told him a little bit about my Miata, and he said, hey, come to the next meet next week, I'd love to see it, and here's my producer's phone number. Give her a call, I'd love to have you on the show. So, I brought my Miata down the next week, he checked it out, and he told me, he was like, just give her a call tonight, like we'll get you on as soon as we can. I think that was back in January, and I gave her a call, and she's like, oh my god, Jay's been talking about you so much, like we're so excited to work with you, like let's start getting things in motion. And that day on my way home from Malibu, I actually got a big state ref ticket for my exhaust system, so that was pretty heartbreaking, but it all worked out, kind of, still working on it. But so I talked to his producers, and we set a date, and they came all the way to Ojai to film on my favorite canyon with me and Jay Leno. He brought out a car. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say what car it is, so I can't say, but he brought out a car of his own, and I was there in my Miata, and we just talked about the cars and went for a little drive.
Wow.
Yep.
That is so cool.
And that's airing on the 22nd at 7 p.m., and then it'll be able to be found anywhere that you can find Jay Leno's Garage, the TV show, not the YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about your parents when you told your parents about this? Like, what was their reaction?
My mom thought I was lying. My mom was like, there's no way you met Jay Leno. And I showed her a picture that me and him, like a selfie we took, and she was like, okay, but there's no way that like he's gonna have you on a show. Like there's no way you just went to a car meet and met Jay Leno. And then things just started and kept moving, and she was going over all the emails and with me and working everything out with me, and she was like, I can't believe this is happening. And so me and my dad and my boyfriend and my friend who's helped me do a lot of the work on my car that I couldn't do myself, they're coming with me to Jay Leno's Garage on the 21st, and then the episode airs on the 22nd. So we're gonna go get to explore all of his cars
that is
the
so
day before.
Cool.
Super
Lucky
exciting.
You.
I know, right? I was sad when they said I could bring 3 people. I was like, but I have so many people I want to bring. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Good for you.
It still doesn't feel real, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
right.
it won't feel real until after it comes out, and still it probably won't feel real.
I think the turning point for you is probably going to be when one day you're out somewhere and somebody goes, I saw you on Jay Leno, some random person.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that happening.
That's going to be the aha moment for you. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, that was me. I was on Jay Leno.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be where you're going to really feel it.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like, this is real.
Yeah.
So that's going to happen.
I've taken account of like how many followers I had. It was actually really convenient how many followers I had the day I was able to start talking about it. I had 700 even. So we'll see where that goes after it comes out.
Yeah.
I already gained a few from like posting about it.
Yeah.
And so we'll just see, like,
Right.
I'm excited to see the jump, see if it changes a lot, if it changes a little, or if it doesn't change at all,
Well,
you know?
and I mean, you're so young, and you have so many opportunities that come out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably will have people contact you because of that.
Yeah.
So it's exciting to see where it goes.
Yeah, I
I
still...
can't wait to watch it.
I know, right? I can't wait to watch it. I'm probably going to hate it, honestly.
Well,
Yeah.
we're always super critical of ourselves
Yeah, of
and our
course.
stuff and
Of
like our
course.
builds and
Everything
we do.
Always, yeah.
But it's just normal.
People are like, oh, your car's so perfect. And I'm like, really? Like, there's no way.
Yeah, it's all good. You'll get over that eventually.
Yeah?
Yeah, you
Promise?
will. Yeah, I promise.
Okay, I'll hold you to it.
It's all good. I gotcha. Okay, so anything else that you wanna talk about? What about some any funny stories, either from both of you guys? Funny meet stories, like things that have happened randomly, or like when you're driving, or
So I don't know, like, if this is, like, I mean, it's funny to me, but it's, like, maybe not the funny story in general, but we were at a track event, me and my boyfriend, and I was standing there in my racing suit with my helmet under my arm at the driver's meeting, and my boyfriend had walked over there with me, and they went up to him, and they were like, hey, you're driving the black and white Miata, right? And I was like,
oh my gosh.
no, I'm driving the black and white Miata. That's
The one with the helmet
you know,
and
the
the
one with, like,
racing suit?
yeah, the one that's dressed to be racing, not the one in jeans and a, like, t-shirt. Like, no.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
But yeah, that was a pretty good one.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But it's pretty good. Anytime people, like, compliment us while we're driving, because I let him drive my car a lot, they're like, I love your Miata, dude. He's like, it's hers. It's her car. So it always makes me happy that he's, like,
Yeah.
always first to be like, no, it's her car, not mine.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah.
You got a good one.
Lucked out.
What about you, Alma? Anything funny?
Similar to her, but to me, for some reason, it always happens at gas stations.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I drive, and I go to like my pump or whatever, and then it's like, it's usually like these like older guys or even like younger guys. They're like, oh, is this like your boyfriend or your husband's like car? I had one back in the day. like, is he selling it by any chance?
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, first of all, no.
It's my car.
It's my car. My boyfriend has no interest in it currently. Like, I mean, he does. My boyfriend does like it, but it's like, no, like, it's my car. Like,
Right.
it's just really funny. And I always take a laugh. Like, I'm like, no. And then they're like, oh, you drive this? And it's just so funny, like, getting the reaction. They're very confused, and they're like their look is like very like, why?
Yeah,
like, why this
right.
car? And I'm like, don't worry about it. Like, this is a me thing. Like,
Yeah.
I get that down in Malibu a lot because I go to those meets pretty often down in Malibu. And when I was first started going, like, I like to dress nice when I go down to Malibu because it's Malibu,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I put on a little act and make myself look all pretty. And I've had some of the older guys, like, come up to me and be like, you don't work on this. And I go, no, I do. And they're like, but you're too pretty to be turning wrenches. And I'm like, thanks, but no, I work on this. Like, this
Oh
is
my
my car. And they're like, where's your husband? Like, no, this is my car.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
hilarious.
that is hilarious. That reminds me of a funny little story when we were getting everything ready out front for our all-girls meet that we had last weekend,
Yeah.
which you guys were both there.
Yeah.
There was a guy out here parked, and he was like walking his dog or something, and he's like, what are you guys doing? How come you're putting cones out? And I'm like, oh, we're having an all-female, all-ladies car meet. I have a bunch of girls come in from all over Cali, and we have probably about 60 girls that are going to come and park. And he's like, all girls? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I love a lady that can turn a wrench.
Okay.
I think he was probably like in his 60s or 70s
Yeah.
or something. And it was just it was the funniest thing. I was not expecting him to say that. But yeah, you get these like weird,
It's always
random,
those like,
funny little
like older guys who are
yeah,
like
yeah.
so confused, but like
Yeah.
about the women.
Well, I think
who are
with their
dealing with it.
generation,
Yeah,
they're not used to, and I'm gonna say this once. I don't know if I told you guys the story, but one of my favorite ladies that I featured on our Instagram page was a lady. I believe she was probably in her 60s, super nice lady, and she gave me her bio, and I posted it. And she is probably one of my most favorites so far on the Instagram channel, just because she had so much history. And one of the things that really caught my attention was that back in the day when she tried to do shop class in high school, she wasn't allowed to do shop class.
Wow.
Because women just didn't do that. So that's kind of her generation. So when you have like the older guys that are out and about, I mean, that's just kind of what they're used to. That's what they were brought up. And so when I hear stories like that, that's one of the reasons why I love posting stuff on our Instagram page. That is a good mix of women of all ages. I think it's important for the younger generation to really listen to some of the older stories to really get an idea of what it was like, because we think nowadays, that, like, oh, it's intimidating and men feel this way and men say this, but back in the day, I mean, it was a whole nother story. So yeah, it's interesting. I like to hear what some random funny stories are that some of our girls go through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So
it happens too often, and at this point, like, I just agree. I'm like, yeah, he's like inside, or I say something and then I leave. Like, I don't even feel like sparking the conversation or arguing with them. They're like, no, this isn't your car. Just like you.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, where's your boyfriend? Where's your husband? I'm like, man, just let me drive. Like,
it's funny.
But it's all right.
That's funny. Okay, so one of the things I always like to ask everybody is, what car or truck or bike or whatever would you not be caught dead driving?
Well, I mean, I already made it pretty clear earlier, like, honestly, like, any newer Mustang, like, honestly, 2000 and up, like, no hate to anyone, but I can't do Mustang.
They're nice cars.
Okay, but
have you driven one?
Yes.
And you still don't like it?
No.
Oh my god.
I think you just didn't drive the right one.
Okay, you're right, because I could do the classic.
So when Vivian gets hers,
yes,
you can drive hers,
yes,
and then you're probably gonna love it.
I'm probably gonna love it. Gonna love it.
What about you?
Honestly, like, I don't know, it's super cliche, but, like, I mean, all the normie cars, of course, like, I would never be caught dead in, like, a Kia Soul or, like, a Toyota Prius. Like, I'm sorry, no, not gonna happen. Like,
even if the Prius was slammed and
no,
blacked out?
no, I don't like the slam Priuses.
No.
I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't like it. No.
You gotta get them with the bags, with the air suspension. It goes, and then
a little stand?
No, it's so bad. Honestly, I'll probably never be caught dead driving a truck. I don't like. That's back to big vehicle thing. I don't like driving big vehicles.
Okay, yeah.
I've driven a couple trucks. My boyfriend used to have a 4Runner. I drove that. It's too big. I don't like big cars. Okay. I will probably never be caught dead owning one. If I need a truck, he'll buy a truck. I don't need a truck. He can get the truck. Yeah.
That'll work.
Yeah. But I'm really, like, I don't know. I find it breaks my heart sometimes in the car community when people are so set in, like, JDM, Euro, like, American Muscle. Like, I want one of each. Like, I love them all so much. I see them all in the same light. Like, I'm not that way at all. Like, I would totally own a BMW. I would totally own, like, an American Muscle. I would totally own all the JDM cars. Like, I don't have any preference on that at all.
Yeah, we're kind of like that too. I know JDM is, like, kind of my heart, but like, we went to the Nationals car show a few weeks ago at the fairgrounds. Oh my goodness, there were so many cool cars.
Yeah.
And I love lowriders. I just, there were so many cool cars. And it was like, you just turn around, there's another one, there's another, and these are, like, huge, expensive builds.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was like, there's not one that I would turn around and say, like, no, I will never drive you. But let me tell you, growing up, we had a car, I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but it was a Pacer. And I made my mom drop me off at school around the corner. Yep. Because I was so embarrassed by it. So that would probably be a car I would want to be caught dead in again.
Again.
Yeah.
So, and maybe that has more to do with history and more so than the car, because I feel like you could pretty much take any car and you could mod it to however you want to make it look fun or exciting.
Again, a daily for the daily. Like,
it's too funny.
It never ends.
It never ends.
Nope.
Hilarious.
Yeah. I'd love to touch on what you asked about, like, the car scene.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really comment on that.
Right, car scene. I'm glad you said that. Yes.
I have a very different, like, experience than you. I think it's not the best, especially locally.
Okay.
I think that a lot of, as someone who has helped host and run park and chill meets that become not park and chill, it's really, really frustrating when you're trying to host meets and trying to get people to come and you have the cops constantly showing up and shutting you down because of the revving and the burnouts and the two-steps. Like, there's places and times for those things, and the places and times for that are not park and chill meets.
Yep.
And that just, like, breaks my heart how frequent it happens and how many times the meet, like the Anti-Thursday, has been canceled because of what has happened on previous weeks, because of people just not understanding like time and place.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really sad when you have so much time and effort put into organizing something so that everybody can enjoy their time, and then you get some idiots that come and act like dumbasses. So
exactly.
I totally get that. I agree with that for sure. Especially, I mean, you put so much time and effort into organizing all this stuff. So so that's frustrating. And I remember talking with Alex numerous times too, and he was like frustrated with the whole thing too, because people just don't, they have so much disrespect, and it's sad, and it's probably like that most places, but yeah, park and chill means park and chill.
But that doesn't mean that I condone like takeovers. Like making that time and place is also not okay. You know what I mean? Like if you want to do donuts, like there's certain parking lots that I'm not going to mention, and like places where you're not going to be endangering anybody else.
Right.
That's the big thing. Is if you're going to go do stuff like that, do it in a place where the only people that are there are willing participants. Whereas if you get out of control, the only people that you're risking hurting are people who understood the risk and put themselves there.
Right.
When you do takeovers and things like that, you're putting lots and lots of people at risk and doing lots and lots of damage to property, and it continues to put a bad name on the car community, and it's just not worth it for the rest of us. And it's hard because I'll get tailed in my car doing the speed limit by cops because it looks modified. I'll get pulled over for doing nothing because it looks modified, just because of the street racing community that's happened, and it's really tough.
Yeah, I always wonder when is going to be the day that I get pulled over. Even though I drive a mom wagon, it still has stuff done to it, and I always I worry because I have a banner on my car, and I always wonder am I going to get noticed? And did the other guy with a banner cause some problem, and the cop remembers, and he's going to pull this lady over? So I always think about that, and I think it gives people
a bad rep. It gives the whole car scene a bad rep. Specific individuals.
Yeah.
They're two-stepping, go to the Nissan festival. If you have a Nissan, they do a two-stepping competition. There's like you said, a time and place for everything.
Yep.
Street racing, I am super against that, and I'm sure we all are.
Yeah.
That is not okay. I have personally, I know a lot of people, even a family member, because of street racing, that have passed away. It's too much. It's too much, and it should be stopped, and I just don't agree with it, and it sucks.
Personally, I can get behind the people on the back roads of nowhere, you know what I mean, at 2 a.m, street racing, whatever. You're, like I said, you're not endangering anyone else except for yourself and the other willing participants. That's just my big stance, is if you're gonna street race, do it somewhere where you're not endangering anyone else.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, still, go to the track.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's what tracks are. That's literally what tracks are for.
Right.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Yep.
It's nice getting your guys' input.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really talked about that with my other girls so far, as the whole meets. But what's funny is some of my older girls that I hang out with all the time, they don't go to the meets very much. You guys are always kind of there at the meets, so it's funny the people that you see, and we go to ones that are at night and in the morning, like Cars and Coffee and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, but I have to say, in Ventura County, I'm surprised at how many we actually have here. Because when I post pictures, and I have some friends that are all over the U.S., they're always like, how do you have so many cool car meets?
Yeah, I was just talking about that, about moving to Ohio. I was thinking, I was like, wow, there's going to be months of no car meets because of snow and rain, and when summer comes around, you have to take advantage of all of that time, because winter's going to come again, and you're not going to be able to take your car out. Right. And I was just that was all setting in, and I was like, wow, that's going to suck.
Yeah, because you'll probably be there for 4 years, right?
I'm going to be there for between 4 to 6. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
No more black and white Miata at the local car meet.
I know. Don't worry, I'm not leaving till July. So
okay,
we've got time.
Okay, I got you, girl.
We got time.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're gonna have to have a big going away car meet.
I would love it.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
I'll host a
What
big
if you say
805 Miata
goodbye?
cruise.
Yeah,
You should.
yeah.
I'll do it. It'll
A meet
happen.
and a cruise
Yep.
for sure. Yeah.
100%.
And we could put like, you know how when you have a wedding, you have like little cans on the car.
Oh my God.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking.
And it's like her driving away into the
Yeah,
sunset.
driving away.
That'd be fun.
Oh, hilarious. You guys are
Oh my
funny.
goodness.
Funny. All right, well, I really, really appreciate you guys being on our video today. It's fun hanging out with you guys and chatting it up. And I look forward to maybe in a few years from now, you guys can be back on and give me some updates. Yeah, maybe one of these days when you're going to be coming out and visiting your family, then you can come in and chill and chat for
That'd
a
be
while
great.
because I know we're going to miss you for sure.
Oh yeah, I'll miss you guys too.
Yeah, for sure.
I cry.
All right, so make sure you guys give them a follow, check out what's going on with all of their future stuff, and check out her Jay Leno show. That's exciting. So thanks, guys. I appreciate you. Mwah,
Thank
mwah,
you.
mwah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Peace out.